All right, let's dive right in. We're heading to the streets of ancient Baghdad for a story that's stuck around for centuries. It's got everything: a powerful caliph, a really mysterious beggar, and a punishment that, well, you just have to hear it to believe it. So, picture this. You've got the great caliph Harun al-Rashid. And this guy, he liked to know what was really going on. So he'd often throw on a disguise and just walk through the bustling markets of his city, listening to his people. But on this one particular day, he sees something so bizarre it just stops him dead in his tracks.
Okay, so here's what he sees. There's this old, blind beggar. Someone walks up, gives him a coin. A simple act of charity. But then it gets weird. Instead of saying thank you, the beggar grabs the guy's arm and pleads, "Wait, for the love of God, you've given me charity. Now do me one more favor. Strike me across the face." I mean, can you imagine? The person is totally stunned, but the beggar insists, explaining he's sworn an oath. He has to receive this punishment for his past mistakes before he can accept any money. So super reluctantly, the guy delivers this light slap and walks away, leaving the caliph just completely bewildered.
What on earth could drive a man to seek out that kind of humiliation every single day? The caliph knew he couldn't just let it go. There was obviously a deep, powerful story here, and he was absolutely determined to find out what it was.
He gets back to the palace, but his mind is still stuck on that beggar. He immediately calls for his most trusted advisor, his wazir, Jafar, and gives him a direct command: find that man and bring him to me. The caliph had this sense that there was a huge lesson hidden inside this man's strange penance.
So, a little while later, the blind beggar, whose name is Baba Abdullah, is brought into the caliph's magnificent court. And when he realizes he's standing before the ruler of the entire land, you can just imagine, he starts trembling with fear. The caliph asks him gently to explain his bizarre behavior. And this is what's so wild. Abdullah's confession is immediate. He doesn't blame fate. He doesn't blame bad luck. He takes full responsibility, saying his blindness and his begging are a punishment he gave himself for a terrible sin, a sin fueled by his own insatiable greed.
A once wealthy merchant, now a beggar getting slapped for coins? The caliph is completely hooked. He leans forward and says, "Tell me everything. Tell me the whole story of how a man like you fell so far." And so, Baba Abdullah begins his tale.
He starts by explaining, that he wasn't always like this, blind and poor. In a past life, he was a very wealthy and respected merchant. His pride and joy, a caravan of 80 camels. I mean, that was a huge symbol of status and wealth back then. He had everything a man could possibly want, but as we're about to find out, he was blinded by his arrogance long before he ever lost his sight.
His downfall all started one day out in the desert. He meets this holy man, a dervish, who tells him about a secret, hidden treasure so huge it could fill all 80 of his camels with gold and jewels. The dervish offers to lead him there, and Abdullah, his eyes practically lighting up with dollar signs, quickly strikes a deal. They'll split everything, 50-50. 40 camels for him, 40 for the dervish. Seemed fair enough, right?
While the dervish was true to his word, they found the treasure, loaded up every single camel. But just as they were about to go their separate ways, Abdullah's journey into the dark abyss of greed was really only just getting started.
So they divide the caravan just like they promised and head off in opposite directions. But Abdullah, he can't shake this poisonous thought. This little voice, the devil of greed on his shoulder, starts whispering in his ear. It's telling him that a simple holy man has no use for 40 camels loaded with treasure. That wealth, it argues, rightfully belongs to a man of business, a man like him.
So he turns around and chases down the dervish. With this fake concern in his voice, he argues that managing 40 camels is just too big of a burden, and convinces the dervish to give him 10. And the holy man, who clearly values peace over wealth, just agrees. But that taste of an easy win only made Abdullah hungrier. He went back again and again with a new excuse each time, until he had all 40 of the dervish's camels. Now he's got the entire treasure, but his eyes fall on one last thing, a simple little wooden box. And he thinks, aha, that must be the most precious item of all. The dervish, looking weary but still patient, warned him to just leave the box alone, that it held a great danger. But Abdullah wouldn't listen. He'd already taken everything else, and now he was about to make the one final, fatal mistake that would seal his doom forever.
He grabs the box, rips it open, and finds just a strange ointment, a kohl. The dervish then explains its magic. And this right here is the story's big test.
Apply it to your left eye, and you'll see all the hidden treasures of the earth. But, and this is a big but, apply it to your right eye, and you will be plunged into eternal, irreversible darkness. The choice seems pretty simple, right? The promise of seeing all the world's hidden wealth was more than enough for anyone. Ignoring the warning completely, Abdullah demands the dervish apply the kohl to his left eye. The moment it touches his skin, his vision just transforms. He can see veins of gold and rivers of jewels flowing deep beneath the desert sands. An absolutely unimaginable world of wealth is laid bare before him.
But here's the thing about greed. Seeing wasn't enough. He wanted to possess it. His greed, which was now a raging fire, completely convinced him the dervish was lying. He starts thinking, he's trying to trick me. He's keeping the real power for himself. If one